Hello everyone, and welcome. We're gonna be continuing the Steins Gate Vtubers voice today. We're gonna hopefully be getting an ending if things go as planned, I think. Maybe, possibly. I'm not sure. Can you guys see it on Discord alright?
You're not screen sharing.
I'm not screen sharing, as always. Something goes wrong. Change us back to here and here. There we go. Wait, hold on. There we go. Now can you see it?
Now we can see it.
Awesome. That would be helpful to screen share. I'm gonna hit load and load this data. Curious to mumble something. When I return to the lab with my spoils of war, something surprising, though not too surprising come to think of it, catches my eye. As soon as she notices I've returned, she quickly closes the window on the screen.
Hey!
What were you looking at just now, I already know the answer, of course. I caught a glimpse of the screen before she closed it.
I was doing research.
Looks like she plans to continue this charade.
Got a problem? Hey, what's with that? This is awful, ruffle laughter.
Have no fear, Christina. Or should I call you? @Chandler Chris.
Don't call me that.
I already knew. That's right, I realized long ago that you were an @Chandler. You can't hide it from me. You reek of @Channel corruption.
How rude. I make sure to apply light perfume every day.
Fool. That's not what I meant. I'm talking about the scent of your soul.
My soul? What is that supposed to mean? Explain.
Why? So you can learn how to hide it?
Shut up! Just explain already.
There's nothing to explain. You use @Channel memes in conversation. It'd have to be stupid not to notice.
Feels bad, man.
That's an @Channel meme too. Your soul is tainted with the essence of @Channel. You cannot hide it. Not in such close proximity to another who uses @Channel memes in actual conversation. Your souls resonate.
That's it. It's all Hachida's fault.
But it's cute how you try and hide it. @Chandler Chris.
Don't call me that.
If looks could kill. But I don't understand. You were raised in America, so how are you so familiar with @Channel?
You can browse @Channel from America. Need I say more?
Did we already do this? I have been getting deja vu.
We did.
Shit.
We did.
Where did it save? Hold on, I'm gonna go back to the VOD. Was it after this or did the
We
save
were in
mess
the
up?
middle of the loop. I want to say like 2 or
There's lots
Did
of
it save
reuse.
fuck up again?
I think so.
Better not,
Unless
or I
the-
cry.
Unless there's another save.
Oh my god, it fucked up again. Alright, watch this. Speed. This one. Sure. Gotta see where we were in the VOD. We got to... But that means we get to watch My Yuri die a bunch of times again.
But really fast this time.
Oh, we were at that part. Okay, yeah, I don't know why I didn't save. I definitely hit save at the end. I had bad luck, I guess. Cause I was like, wow, I'm getting very bad deja vu.
It's just you're reading Steiner.
Yeah, apparently. Well, luckily the skipping is pretty fast.
Just for later.
Yes. Double check the, Oops, no, I don't want to exit game. Double check if there's another load. Oh my god, there is! I clicked the wrong one. I'm stupid. Alright. Deep down, I knew I can't save my Yuri. Even if Moika's group doesn't kill her. The world will. The world itself wants her dead. That is the choice of Steins Gate. Steins Gate? There's no such thing. Those words have no meaning. It's just some nonsense I made up to sound cool. Steins Gate doesn't exist, but fate does. Our fate walkthrough of Vtubers voice. Yes, 100%. That exists. Fate, God, the will of the universe, an absolute force that no one can resist. It exists, and it has sentenced my Yuri to death. I wake up in the back of a station wagon. I feel a throbbing pain in the back of my head. What time is it? How long have I been unconscious? There's a man with me inside the car. The man seems to notice I've woken up, but he doesn't speak. He just silently points his gun at my head. I look at the clock on the dashboard. Just before 7 o'clock.
Angel.
Excuse me. Tara, thank you for the resub!
lurks a life for a like. Change your fate.
Thank you, thank you. Oh my god, a year. Jesus Christ. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. Has the attack already happened? Before I left, I told everyone, including my Yuri, to run. If she did as I said, she won't die by their hands. But that doesn't mean she's safe. If I don't do something, Moika's gonna take the time leap machine away. What will happen then? CERN can have the machine if it will save my Yuri. The problem is that it won't. Not when the world itself is determined to kill her. I'll leap again and again until I find a way to save her. But if I lose the machine, then the future is decided. A future without my Yuri. I have to get it before they do. Even if that means I might get shot. As long as I survive to reach the time leap machine, everything will be alright. Ah! Again. 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 It's just before 5. I have 2 hours before my Yuri dies. I find myself staring at the time leap machine. This thing is the reason for Moeka's attack. If only we had never built the phone wave. If only we had never sent those D-mails. Perhaps the future might be different, instead of the nightmare it promises now. Would anything change if I broke it? Just smash it to pieces right here?
Stop! Okabe! What are you doing? Are you trying to break the machine? You don't have to break it, Okabe. We already decided not to experiment, remember?
Not because Kirisu told me to, but because I realized what would happen if I really did break the machine. If I lose it, I lose my only way of saving her. The fear of that outcome stayed in my hand.
Are you listening? Wait!
With no particular destination in mind, I get fed up with the crowd around the station and escape to the pedestrian overpass. My Yuri's death creeps closer and closer. I believe that's you, Amuba.
Wait, who is this?
I believe it's Kirisu.
There you are, you idiot. So this is where you went. I've been looking for you.
I lift my head and see Kirisu standing there. Think of the holy water, Justin. Christina.
What?
I'm down bad for Kirisu. What time is it now?
5:38. Hey, if you have time to sit around, then you can help me with the shopping.
Shopping. Oh, right. Preparations for the party. In the original timeline, I went shopping with Kirisu at the UPX supermarket. Oops, oh my god, I did not mean to hit skip. What the fuck? Backlog. I guess my mute button actually skips dialogue. Oh my god, I skipped so much. Fuck. And then we talked on this bridge, just like now. It feels like so long ago. Back then I had no idea what was about to happen. If you want to take that line.
Well, are you going to come along or not?
I don't believe that it was wrong to time leap. However, Kirisu.
That's the first time you've said my name properly.
Help me. I can't save my Yuri alone. I realize that now. I can't keep struggling alone. Help me.
Tell me what happened. I know you used the time leap machine. You got a phone call, and suddenly you're like a different person. It was obvious. What happened?
They killed my Yuri. Then I explained about Saren and Malika. and about how Kirisu herself activated the time leap machine and made this possible. Give me 1 second. I tell her about my previous leaps. I explain that the world itself wants Mayuri dead. That I can't save her no matter how I try. It's all my fault. Talking to Kirisu lets me sort out everything I've done, everything I've seen. I shouldn't have told Daru to hack CERN. I shouldn't have asked you to build a time machine. I shouldn't have made Moeka a lab mem. Mayuri's death is all my fault. That's why I needed to bear the burden myself. I was resolved to do whatever it took to save Mayuri, never faltering, never giving up. And yet, my resolve has already crumbled.
If you know that Mayuri is going to die, then why are you wasting your time here?
I just don't get it anymore.
What don't you get?
How to save Mayuri.
Based on what you said, I guess the chronology protection conjecture is true.
The fuck is that? Quantum mechanics, a theory proposed by Stephen Hawking, that states that time travel is impossible. Any type of travel through time will be prevented by quantum effects. No matter what I do, Mayuri dies.
And that's why you keep time leaping. There's no guarantee that the machine is safe, you know. Even if the machine works perfectly, repeated use may have serious side effects. For example, you may become disconnected from causality itself. You need to understand the risks if you're going to continue.
Disconnected from causality? Meaning?
It happens all the time in sci-fi. You'll become trapped in a closed time loop, never aging, never dying, but doomed to repeat the same day for all eternity. Worst case, you may cease to exist entirely.
What?
Every trace of your existence will vanish. Nobody will remember you, because your life will have never happened. Leaping through time is that dangerous.
Humans are temporal beings.
Heidegger. I was thinking of that quote too.
I heard it from you first.
When?
This isn't the first time I've leaped.
Right. Of course. If what you said is true, then I want to save Mayuri too. But as the co-creator of the Time Leap machine, I can't recommend its continued use. Will you listen to my advice?
I can't do it alone. I know that now. Need your help. I have to save my Yuri. I can't do it alone. But together, we might have a chance. I need to believe that. Please, lend me your strength.
You're such a stubborn fool. What you've been through, I'm surprised it hasn't broken you already. I'll help. Anyway, I'm not doing this for you, okay? I'm doing it for my Yuri.
Yeah, of course.
That, and I think you'll make a good test subject.
Now you're talking like CERN.
It's completely different.
How so?
I only experiment on you. Besides, mad scientists experiment on themselves all the time, don't they?
I guess. I'm no longer afraid to time leap. I'll do anything to save my Yuri.
It's just a joke. Don't take it so seriously. There's not much time. I think you should have a clear plan before trying to change the future again.
Meaning?
Leap to an even earlier time. Then explain the situation to me again.
Curious right. It's important to devise a plan. Up until now, my actions have been random, and they've gotten me nowhere. Maybe if I prepare myself better, I might start to enact some change.
Let's go.
Taking her hand, I rise to my feet.
I understand why you can't tell my Yuri. But why can't you tell Hashida?
I'll tell him when it's necessary. And it's certainly not necessary right now. Besides, I don't have time to explain. I've already turned the 42-inch CRT on.
He'll throw you in the slammer for breaking and entering.
In a few seconds, it won't have happened.
I see. That's how it looks from your perspective. What does it look like from my perspective? What happens here after you leave?
Hi, Issy, how are you doing? You'll know soon enough. My consciousness travels to the past. That I know from experience. But what about the body I leave behind? I used to be so fascinated by the structure of the universe, but now I don't really care. All that matters is saving my Yuri. What's wrong?
It's nothing. I was just thinking.
Maybe it works like a D-mail. The instant we send a D-mail, the present changes around us. Thanks to reading Steiner, only I remember what it was like before the change.
That would make things easier. Though I kinda hope you're wrong.
Because you can't collect data if you can't record the change.
Exactly. I set the destination to 5 hours ago. You should arrive around 1:40 p.m. I completed the time leap machine just after 2. Do you remember?
Barely. It might be a mere 5-hour difference for Kirisu. But since I've lived through it over and over again, 2 o'clock feels like it was hundreds of hours ago.
Nobody likes a man who can't remember their date. Be thankful that I make a habit of checking the time. I have a pretty good idea of what happened when.
Kirisu finishes typing and turns to face me.
Listen, Okabe. If you're going to keep using the time leap machine, there's one thing you must remember. Don't let go of your phone. Ever. It's your lifeline. Your destination marker. As long as you keep it with you, you can leap to any time you want. But if you lose your phone, if someone else gets a hold of it...
Then if I leap to that time, my memories could overwrite theirs. I don't want to imagine what might happen next.
If it breaks, or the battery dies...
Then I won't be able to leap to that time. If it breaks, then I can get a new phone with the same number. But there's still a period of time which I can never leap.
The time leap will fail. Once again, never let go of your phone.
Got it.
After you leap back to this afternoon, just sit tight and don't do anything until I complete the time leap machine. If you accidentally prevent me from completing the machine, it'll likely wreak havoc with the timeline. As soon as I finish, declare that we will not experiment, and send everyone home. Ask me to stay. Tell me the truth. If you say you came from the future, I'll probably believe you.
How do you know?
Who knows me better than myself? Don't forget, it was my mad skills that turned the phone wave into a time leap machine. When you told me about your time leap, I took it as proof that my theories were right. I was happy it succeeded. I really was. I didn't doubt it was true for a second.
I see.
Just be safe. I should probably give you a passphrase. What I want the most right now is my own fork.
What?
It doesn't mean anything, okay?
You want your own fork?
I already have my own spoon. Wait, that doesn't matter. Is this a reference to Matrix?
Is it? I don't know.
Everything's ready, now get out of here! Cause like I think a famous, I mean I've never seen The Matrix, but I know like a famous phrase from The Matrix is like, there is no spoon.
Probably is then, considering the whole sci-fi thingy.
Be careful, and remember, I'm always on your side.
These sensations never get any easier to endure. I look at the clock. It's 1:46. What was I doing then? The time loop machine will be finished in about 15 minutes. All it needs are some final adjustments, so there's nothing to do for me. There's nothing for me to do but just wait.
Oh, Kyron, can you come here? Can you hold this for me? Spread it out like flap.
I follow Mayuri's directions and spread the costume out by the sleeves.
Mm.
I said something here, didn't I? What was it? I can't remember.
I finished before Christian. We were racing.
You win, Mayuri. Congratulations. But I'm finished too. Complete.
Alright, that's my cue. We're not experimenting.
Huh?
Crap. Was that too soon?
I just finished and you're already shutting it down? What have I been doing these past 3 days?
Time leaping presents a host of problems. I want to consider them all carefully.
Huh? That's an unusually respectable opinion, coming from you.
Problems? I thought it was done.
I'll explain later. Everyone's tired, so let's go home.
We're not going to have a party to celebrate?
We'll do that another day.
What?
Are you upset?
Yeah.
Probably because I shot her down right after she finished the time leap machine. She'll feel relieved later, but only after she has time to fully consider its implications. I came from 5 hours in the future.
Is that supposed to be funny?
Don't glare like that. This isn't right. You're supposed to believe me.
What made you think I'd believe something like that?
You told me so. 5 hours from now, okay?
Don't be ridiculous. I would never make such a baseless projection.
I'd like to have a word with future Kirisu. If this is how you're going to be, then you leave me no choice but to quote you word for word. When I told you about my time leap, you said, I took it as proof that my theories were right. I didn't doubt it was true for a second. Don't forget, it was my mad skills that turned the phone wave into a time machine.
I don't talk like that.
What do you want most right now is your own fork.
What?
You already have your own spoon, apparently.
She said that? I'm gonna kill myself 5 hours from now.
Whatever's going on there, It seems she believes me now.
Feels like someone's peeked into my heart. And that someone is Okabe of all people.
What does she think I'm going to do?
But I think I believe you. Tell me the details.
I explained everything to Kirisu again. I'm able to organize my thoughts better since this is my second time.
I see. If what you say is true, then we have a serious problem.
There are 5 hours until Mayuri's death. We need to come up with a plan before then.
Future me said that the chronology projection conjecture holds, but I don't think that's quite right. The conjecture says that according to quantum theory, time travel is impossible due to the danger of disrupting causality. But when you time leap, there's no chance of a time paradox occurring.
Two of me don't exist at the same time. And I can't bring anything with me to the past. All that changes are the memories stored in my temporal lobe. So, I was right. The universe itself is censoring me, correcting any changes I try to make.
If that's true, then time leaping can't save Mayuri. Nothing you do will change the result.
I can't accept that.
Neither can I. The world is trying to kill Mayuri. As a scientist, I refuse to believe such nonsense.
What about the many worlds interpretation? I need to observe the world where Mayuri doesn't die.
The many worlds interpretation. That might have something to do with how Mayuri's means of death keeps changing. But it's supposed to be impossible for parallel worlds to observe each other. Why are you different?
Because of my Esper power. Reading Steiner.
This is no time for your Chonin Boyu nonsense.
There's no other explanation.
You've mentioned that reading Steiner thing before. Were you actually serious?
Why would I make up something like that? Our T-mail experiments prove that I can somehow perceive changes in the timeline when they occur. It's an ability only I seem to possess. This has been proven by our previous D-mail experiments.
I don't know, but I don't want to rely on something that might not even exist. Anyway, you can't control which possibilities you observe. Even if the many worlds interpretation holds true, it's unreasonable to expect that you'll ever find a world where Mayuri doesn't die.
Wait, we're not getting anywhere. Instead of analyzing what I've done, let's think about what we can do.
Time leaping won't change the result. I just said it.
Then what do we do?
Calm down.
How can I calm down? You know how many times I've seen Mayuri die? Covered in blood, gasping for breath, the light fading from her eyes. Again, and again, and again. And all I could do was watch.
Getting emotional won't solve anything.
You're only calm because you weren't there.
True. I don't know what happened 5 hours from now. To be honest, it doesn't feel real at all. But it's not like I don't believe you. You have to stay strong, Okabe.
I'm sorry. She's right. Getting emotional won't solve anything. I need to calm down. Calm down. What I don't understand is how the cause can change the effect. How the cause can change, but the effect can stay the same. It's like causality itself is broken.
Maybe Kiryu Moeka shooting her isn't the real cause of her death. Maybe it's something larger and less obvious. For example, maybe she dies because we invented a time machine, or because CERN discovered our hacking. If that's the cause, then it really doesn't matter how she dies. Causality remains intact.
Can that theory explain why Nai pushed her in front of a train?
Oh, right. Anyway, the principle of causality is absolute. Deny that, and you deny all of physics. There must be a distinct cause for Mayuri's death.
So, if we figure out what it is, then maybe we can save her.
Not necessarily.
What do you mean?
The problem is when the casual event occurred. If it happened too far in the past, there's nothing we can do.
But I can travel to any time I had a cell phone, can't I?
No, it's still theoretical. But I believe that one leap with our machine has a maximum range of 48 hours.
48 hours. I can only go back 2 days? Why didn't you tell me that before?
Before what? I just finished the time leap machine, remember?
That's true. Future you didn't say anything about it either.
Oh, so that's what you mean. Maybe she just didn't have the chance.
So how come I can only leap 48 hours?
I don't know. Even I don't understand everything that's going on inside that thing. But you can do consecutive leaps. That is, as long as the time leap machine exists. For example, if the time leap machine remains functional for 10 straight years, you could leap back to this moment 10 years from now. Of course, it would still take a total of 1,825 leaps, so I don't recommend it. Still, it's theoretically possible.
Then what's the problem?
Weren't you listening? I said as long as the time machine exists. When was the machine completed? Exactly. Around 2 o'clock p.m. on August 13th, 2010. It didn't exist before then. It's impossible to use the machine before 2 o'clock p.m. today.
How is she so certain about the time limit when she doesn't understand everything inside of it? This is true. It's probably just a hypothesis, I assume. So, what you're saying is... count 48 hours back. I can't go back farther than 2 p.m. on the 11th?
Most likely.
Can't you improve it?
Eventually, maybe, but certainly not now. I need a laboratory with real equipment. It would be really expensive, which means we'd need more sponsors. And if we go looking, I'm pretty sure CERN will crush us. I'd say that it's probably proven by the fact that neither you nor I have leapt here from the far future yet.
So basically... we can't do anything. Even with the time limit machine, we can't stop CERN from killing my Yuri 5 hours from now? At that moment, I hear a clatter from outside. That's when I realized just how foolish I was being. What I was thinking. Getting so worked up. God knows who could be listening to us. I dash outside in a panic to see Suzuha of all people. Hey! I tried to get her attention, but she ran off without so much as a look in my direction. What's with her? She's acting strange. Instincts tell me that she knows something. My gut tells me so.
Hey, where are you going?
There's something going on here. This is a completely new sequence of events. This has to mean something. I can feel it. Ooh. Suzuha is already out of sight. She must have been headed towards, Chirodori. I wonder if her phone's on. Come to think of it, this reminds me of something. On the day that she failed to meet her father, she disappeared without a word. Just an email saying bye. I couldn't find Suzuha no matter how hard I tried searching. So I sent a D-mail to change the past so she would stay. Where did Suzuha go after failing to find her father? I search up and down Chirodori, but find no trace of Suzuha on her or her bike. I have to be careful. There could be rounders here in Akiba. Maybe I should corner her on my next time leap. Press her for answers before she can escape. I better get back to the lab. I start walking away from the station, but just then... the people around me gasp and point. Everyone's looking up at the sky. So I turn up and look too. What? Is someone inside? Is it even operable? And if it is, then who could operate it? Suzuha? Or could it be Moika? Unlike my previous time leaps, this time Suzuha overheard my conversation with Kirisu and ran off. That's something different. Suddenly the satellite starts to move. Suzuha must be up there. What is she trying to do? What is that satellite? How is it related to John Titor? Could it be a time machine? There's only one way to know for sure. I need to get there before Suzuha does something. Suzuha!
Akabe Rintaro?
The interior of the satellite was far more simple than I expected. The only things that really caught my eye were the pilot seat and the monitors affixed to its arms. The monitors displayed numbers in a large font that I could read from where I stood. The upper monitor reads August 13, 2010, and the lower monitor reads August 13, 1975. Suzuha sits in the seat and types away at the keyboard with a practiced hand. What are you doing?
Working.
You know how to use that thing?
Working.
Answer me. Amane Suzaha. I swallow hard, then ask the question. This is a time machine, isn't it? Are you a time traveler?
Peter.
Damn. There's still a big crowd outside, so we exit the building on the side facing away from the station. What do you mean you're John Sider?
Exactly what it sounds like. I'm the John Teeter who's been posting on that channel.
I thought he was a guy.
I fooled you? Guess my camouflage worked then.
Who are you hiding from? Those stories you posted, were they?
True. Mostly. A few exceptions.
It's those exceptions that bother me. So you came from 2036, and that satellite, that's your time machine.
Hoping you wouldn't find out, but my time machine went and broke on me. I really screwed up, huh?
I thought Titer's time machine was loaded on a Chevy.
Chevy? That's a car, right? Where'd you hear that?
The Titer in 2000 said so.
2000? That might be on a different world light. At least, I haven't been to 2000. I came straight here from 2036.
So it was someone else? It's true that Titer never posted in 2000. Not on the current world line. What do you know? You overheard my conversation with Kirisu, right? Why did you run to the time machine? What were you trying to do?
I thought it was my fault.
What?
I neglected my mission. CERN was able to put their plan in motion.
Oh, that's you, sorry.
Is it true? Is it true that CERN killed Sheena Mayuri?
It's true. I time leap from 5 hours in the future.
So you guys completed your time machine.
I need answers. What do you mean it's your fault?
I'll tell you everything. I think you need to know, you and Makasai Kurisu.
Kirisu? Why Kirisu? I guess I'll find out if I let Susaha talk. We should head back to the lab. When I called Kirisu, she said she was already back at the lab. I told her to stay put until Susaha and I arrived, then hung up.
Byron? Oh, Suzu-san's with you too.
When we get to the lab, Mayuri and Daru are there for some reason. I thought I sent them home. Mayuri gives me a ditzy answer when I ask them.
We should celebrate the birth of Super Phone Wife-chan.
I should have known they wouldn't stay away.
What do we do?
Make absolutely sure Mayuri doesn't find out. Izumi?
What are you guys whispering about?
How many times do I have to say it? No party.
Byron, that's no fun.
It's not about fun. I glance at Suzuha.
Are you feeling okay?
Suzuha, Christina, and I have important matters to discuss. That's why I asked you to leave for the day.
Mayushi wants to hear too.
I think he's serious.
Dad, Mayushi's worried. Sorry.
I know she feels responsible for Mayuri's death. But how is she related? That's what I'm here to find out.
Hina Mayuri and Hashida Itaru to stay. This concerns them too.
If Suzuha says so, then I have no objections. But I quietly pull out her side and remind her not to tell them about Mayuri's impending death. Then I quickly explain Suzuha's true identity. That she posted on @channel as Jean Tider, that the satellite is really a time machine, and that she came from the year 2036.
Girl from the future? That's awesome! Can I shake your hand?
We're not playing around here, Daru.
Where are you born? 2017. Seven years. You haven't been born yet, but you're here. Huh?
Alright, Suzuha. Let's hear it.
I guess that's what I posted on @channel. I came from the future, the year 2036. In my time, the world is a dystopia ruled by CERN. There's no war, no conflict, but no freedom either. Dystopia?
A society where every activity is controlled by the government. In a dystopia, you're not allowed to eat bananas unless today is banana eating day. If you break that rule, they throw you in jail without a trial.
terrible. Mayushi loves bananas. I'm part of the resistance fighting to free humanity from CERN's control. I came to the past to change my present. From your point of view, I guess I should say the future, to change the future.
Change the future.
Finding your father, was that a lie?
Suzaha doesn't answer.
CERN is a research institution. They don't have political power. I explained that to John Teeter several times online.
Wait, don't tell me. You're Kuri Gohan and Kamehameha?
Teeter came forward, so it's only fair that I do too.
In that case, I'll come clean too. I was posting under my true name, Hyoyin Kyo.
I know.
Based. It's still a research institution in 2036. The world is actually ruled by CERN's secret backers, the Committee of 300.
Committee of 300. They're real?
Successfully completed their time machine, they became the sole entity with power over the fourth dimension, time. In just 2 years, they remade the world to serve their purpose. That brings us to you, Makise Kurisu. In 2036, you're apothecized as the mother of the time machine.
Apothecized?
In Japanese, please.
Apothecized, as in revered, respected.
Respected? Huh? I am?
2010, you pioneer time leap technology. Afterwards, you contribute to the development of CERN's time machine. That's what I know about Makise Kurisu.
Is that why she treats Kurisu like an enemy? Then I must be the father of the time machine, right?
Kame Rintaro is a terrorist in 2036. You're pretty infamous.
What?
I helped CERN build their time machine? I don't believe it. CERN experiments on people against their will. There are disgrace to scientists everywhere. I would never collaborate with them.
It's in the future.
How did the future me explain herself?
By 2036, you're already dead. Sorry.
Well, that's just great. I don't even make it to 50?
There are two kinds of people: those who live extremely long lives, and those who die young under suspicious circumstances. People who act against CERN are erased.
They erased me?
You were being used by CERN too. Maybe they took your parents hostage and forced you to work on their time machine.
No. Does that mean Mama's in danger?
Rounders. I don't know who's talking, but I'll just say it. What's that? CERN's private army. Or something like that. And that's Suzaha talking.
On paper, there's an independent technology research firm. In reality, they do the dirty work for CERN all over the world.
According to Moika, they have two chief duties. First, to acquire IBM 5100s, the only computers that can access CERN's secret database. Second, to find promising scientists in the field of time travel and force them to cooperate with CERN, or eliminate them if they will not.
They already exist. I thought they might. In my time, they're our number one enemy.
Dirty work? Does that mean like kidnappings and assassinations?
Time, yes. But I don't think they've reached that level in this time yet.
Mane-san, you said that the most of what you posted as John Teeter was true, right? Does that mean you know how the universe works? You claim that the Everett Wheeler model, the many worlds interpretation, is correct.
It's a lie. Camouflage so that CERN wouldn't target me. If I mix one lie into the truth, then the bad apple spoils the barrel.
So, you don't know.
By 2036, scientists have successfully modeled the structure of the universe. And it's not the many worlds interpretation.
Really? Tell me!
Tractor fields.
Right, I told you by mail, didn't I?
What sort of model is that?
The universe is made up of world lines and attractor fields. The universe is like this piece of yarn. Countless possible world lines exist side by side, branching out into infinity. From a distance, it looks like a single string, but when you look closer, the string is actually made up of individual threads woven together. At the end, those threads converge on a single point. The paths are different, but the destination is the same.
Isn't that determinism?
Determinism. School of philosophy that states that every event is predetermined by previous events. The past determines the present. The present determines the future.
model is a little looser. You could say it cherry picks from the many worlds interpretation and the Copenhagen interpretation.
The branches all lead to the same place. Does that mean there's only one world in the end?
Exactly. The bundle of world lines that share a point of convergence is called an attractor field. There are also many attractor fields. String is attractor field alpha. The threads are alpha world lines. Blue is beta, yellow is gamma, and white is delta. Each is made up of countless beta world lines, gamma world lines, or delta world lines. Attractor fields are superpositioned like this. In each attractor field, the world lines converge on a different result. They don't interact. Each attractor field is independent of the others. Of course, they all diverge from a common point somewhere in the past, and they will all converge again at some point in the future, but that takes many hundreds of years.
Can you compare to an eroge? Teach me, oh erotic one.
There's no erotic one here.
No. Sorry. No, he's right. It is like an eroge. Each heroine's route is an attractor field, and the small choices within them are the individual world lines. But at the end, they all enter the true route for the grand ending.
The only difference is the length of the common parts. By the way, I choose the little sister's attractor field.
Oh my god, why? Whatever.
Guys are
You
hopeless.
guys are so hopeless. Better do something quick. Oh, you're good.
Let me get this straight. The reason I can't save Mayuri is that her death is the event upon which this attractor field converges.
But then, isn't it impossible to change the future? It always converges in the end, right? No matter what you do, the result is the same?
That's right. That's why Mayuri dies no matter how many times I leap.
We have to escape attractor field alpha.
Escape?
In other words, we're going to jump a world line in attractor field beta.
I thought attractor fields couldn't interact.
Attractor fields are normally separate, but if we go to the instant they diverge,
Instant they diverge. Is that now?
I was taught that a major divergence occurs in 2010. This year, an earth-shattering event causes divergence at the attractor field level. The last time such a divergence occurred was in the year 2000, and before that in 1991. What happened those years?
どっちも世界規模の大きな事件があったじゃん。
I think events that changed the face of the world.
事件
Huh?
1991 was the collapse of the Soviet Union, right? But what happened in 2000? 2001 had the 9/11 attacks.
2000年問題の年だ。
I think that's Suzuha again.
The year 2000 problem.
Y2K? But that was just hype. Nothing happened.
それは今私たちがいるこのアルファ世界線が
It's because the Alpha World line we're on represents a world where Y2K didn't occur.
So in other words, there are worlds where it did occur?
そして2010年
And that brings us to 2010.
今年って何か大きな事件
Something big happened this year?
今年最大の事件は
What else could it be?
人類史上初のタイムマシン開発成功以外に何があるって
The creation of humanity's first time machine.
そっかそうだよねすごい
Oh yeah, wow.
もう一つ疑問が
One more question.
重ね合わせ状態にある世界線だと
These world lines aren't parallel worlds, are they?
The universe exists separate from ours. It's believed that some parallel worlds are strikingly similar to ours.
でしょ違うよあくまで可能性世界線に同時に存在して
No, ultimately they're just possibilities that exist simultaneously.
そうだとして世界線間の観測はどうやるの神の視点でも持たなきゃ
And how do you observe that difference between world lines? Wouldn't you need a God's eye view to do that?
普通ならねでも
However,
Don't tell me. Reading Steiner!
そういうのに
what you call it, Okabe Rentaro, you have the power to observe changes across world lines, correct?
Yeah.
それが鍵になる
That's the key.
君の特殊な力が
Your power is the key to freeing the world from CERN's rule.
今の君は神に匹敵する存在なんだよ
You have the power of a god.
My power.
アトラクタフィールドアルファの範囲内ベータ世界線へ到達すれば
If you escape Attractor Field Alpha and reach a beta world line, then the result will change.
My body trembles. It was all I could do to keep from shouting with joy. So there's hope? I can save my Yuri? Suzuha nods firmly. Then I must do it.
ちょっと待って
Wait a second.
本当に全部
How
正しい
do we know all of this is true? What if Amane-san is just making stuff up?
何妄想なんか混じってないよ
What? I'm not making stuff up.
落ち着け別に喧嘩を売ってるわけじゃない
Calm down, I'm not trying to pick a fight.
ただ
still have questions. 1. How do you know about Okabe's power? 2. How did you know Okabe and I were in Akihabara in 2010? Don't you know a little too much for someone born in 2017?
She has a point.
父さんの遺書にそうあった。
It was written in Dad's will.
遺書ってどういうこと？
What do you mean?
私がタイムトラベルを決意したのは
His will was what made me decide to time travel.
私が所属してるレジスタンスの
My dad was one of the founding members of the Resistance. He hid from CERN and researched time travel on his own.
未来を変えるための研究をね。
He wanted to change the future,
でも父さんも
but CERN killed him.
だから私は父さんの意志を継いで
That's why I'm here, to fulfill his dream.
ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry.
Kirisu would never actively cooperate with CERN. I know that, but I just can't say it in front of Suzaha. For some reason, Suzaha really does see Kirisu as responsible for the problems of the future.
2010年の秋葉原、ここでタイムマシンが作られていて、セルのタイムマシン開発を渡す
Akihabara 2010, the time machine created here accelerates CERN's own time machine research.
それを阻止する方法に歴史を導くことが必要なんだよ。
We have to stop that from happening in order to guide history in a new direction.
Stop it? How?
CERN already knows about us.
君たちが一番最初にタイムマシンを使った時のメールデータだ。
Dad believed that the ultimate cause was the very first email you sent with your time machine.
Email? It wasn't because they caught us hacking?
だから僕のハッキングはバレてないって言ってんだろ。
Like I said, nobody can catch my hacking.
でもメールデータって
Which email are you talking about?
あれじゃないかな。クリスちゃんが死んじゃったって。
I know. Wasn't it the email Kyron sent that said Chris-chan died?
Right. The email I sent to Daru right after Dr. Nakabachi's conference.
ああ、あれね。
Oh, that.
その時空を超えたメールもきっと捉えられてる。
CERN probably intercepted that email and realized what it meant.
あの時から
They were already onto us back then?
泳がされてたんだな、僕ら。
We really jumped in the deep end, huh?
But how did they intercept our email? Hundreds of millions of emails are sent around the world each day.
セルエシュロンのネットワークを利用して世界規模で
CERN uses the
情報を収集してるの。
Echelon network to collect communications pertaining to time travel research worldwide.
According to conspiracy theorists, Echelon is an advanced signals interpretation system based in the United States. Wait. Participating countries include United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, but not France. Not only the United States, Japan can allow constructed domestic Echelon stations and exchange your access. Ooh.
Oop.
Echelon? It really exists?
セル
sees everything. Any transmission that even hits at time travel is filtered and sent to CERN.
For example, an email that appeared to have come from the future.
捉えられた最初のメールデータをセルのコンピューターで消去した。
Need to find the record of that email in CERN's database. Delete it.
そうすればセルのは君たちにはキスがない。タイムマシンが
If you do that, then CERN will never know you exist. Their time machine won't be completed in 2034.
タイムマシンの研究
If we're lucky, the program may be shut down entirely.
In other words, deleting that data will take us to the attractor field where CERN doesn't build a time machine.
でもセルのデータベースはハックしたけど、それっぽいデータはなかったような。
Oh, it's muted.
Here.
There wasn't any data like that when we hacked CERN's database.
IBN 5100.
Oh!
Of course! CERN's IBN 5100 database!
あのデータベースか。
きっとエシュロンから集めたデータが蓄積されてる。
Probably where they store the data from Echelon.
So that's what it is. Damn it, Daru! Why didn't we use the IBN 5100 earlier?
使わなかったのだ。いや、使わなかったのだとか言われても、そもそも持ってないし。
We never had one.
何を言っている。
What are you talking about? I got one, remember?
はい。
Huh?
Right. That was on a different world line. On this world line, I never found the IBN 5100.
私の役割はさ、君たちに
My mission is to make sure you acquire an IBN 5100.
持っているのか。
You have one?
1975年に行って手に入れ
I'm going to 1975 to obtain one.
よし。
Alright. We need to move fast. How soon can you leave, Susaha?
今すぐにでも1975年に飛んでもらおう。
I was trying to leave when you caught me, but
Right. Your time machine's broken.
直せないの。
Can you fix it?
私は父さんが作ったものに乗ってきただけだから。
no, I just read it. My dad's the one who built it.
仕組みそのものはマニュアルを完璧に暗記してるけど、
I memorized the manual so I know how it works, but
That doesn't mean she knows how to repair it. And there's no guarantee that a time machine from the year 2036 can be repaired using present-day technology.
タイムリープマシンで遡るのは、あまねさんのタイムマシンが壊れる前。
Maybe we can use the time leap machine to go back before Amane-san's time machine broke.
っていうか、タイムリープマシン使う気なん？
Wait, you're going to use the time leap machine? Wasn't the plan not to experiment?
We'll use it if the situation demands. Do you know when it broke, Susaha?
but it was probably the rain a few days ago. It's supposed to be airtight, but the inside was all wet when I checked it today.
あんだけ派手にビルに激突してんだし、その時に穴でも
Maybe it made a hole when you crashed into Radicon.
あれは激突したんじゃないよ。座標計算で
It wasn't a crash. The coordinates were slightly off, so it just appeared there.
結構不安定な
It's not exactly the most stable machine.
Anyone remember when it rained?
10日の朝、夜明け前にも降っていた。
The morning of the 10th, just before dawn.
The time loop machine can only cover 48 hours in a single leap. The time leap machine was completed today, the 13th at 2 p.m. That means we can go farther back than 2 p.m. on the 11th. No farther. Damn, we can't get there with the time leap machine.
直す努力はしてみるべきだと思うわけだが。
I think we should try to fix it.
そうだよ。タイムマシンならね、時間はあんまり関係
Yeah, it's a time machine, so we have plenty of time, right?
It's already past 5. Less than 2 hours remain until Mayuri's death. There's barely enough time to sneak into Radicon, let alone fix Suzuha's time machine. In fact, maybe I should leap to 2 p.m. on the 11th, and use the full 2 days to fix the machine. You're all hungry, aren't you? You should be.
いきなりなんぞ
What's this all of a sudden?
マユシーは腹ペコです。
Mayushi's hungry.
As expected from a glutton. Mayuri, Daru, I'll leave the shopping to you. We can come up with a plan while we eat.
おかわり、こんな大金どうするの？
Well, Kyron, what are we gonna do with all this money?
Buy food. Lots of food. Use it all.
プレゼント1万円もおごってみせる。さすがオカリ。
You just calmly handed over a
やってのける。
10,000 yen bill. Wow, Okarin, you make it look easy. That's why we love you. That's why we admire you.
Mayuri and Daru leave in high spirits. I knew the 10,000 yen bill would work. Christina, tighter.
私のこと？
Is that me?
Who else?
なんでいきなり呼び方変わんの？
Why are you calling me that now?
Because you were the one behind Tighter's mask.
そうだけどさ。
Well, yeah, but
無駄よ。岡部がまともに名前
Just give up. Okabe rarely calls anyone by their name.
そういえば私はスタイト選手とか
well, yeah, he always calls me part-time warrior for some reason.
Listen, you two. I'm going to leap to 2 p.m. on the 11th. After Tighter explains herself again, we'll start repairs on the time machine. Our goal is to have it working by this time today.
当てがあるの？
Is that the best plan?
It's better than trying to fix it when we only have 2 hours left. If it doesn't work, I'll just keep repeating the same 2 days.
ごめん。
I'm sorry.
Tighter, we're counting on you to get us an IBN 5100. Never forget, I'm not doing this for you, and I'm not doing it for the future. My mission is to save Mayuri. Call me self-righteous if you want. However, I'm doing this my way. Kirizo Suzuha give an encouraging nod in agreement. Good. Then let's begin. Kirisu sets up the time machine while Suzuha goes to turn on the 42-inch CRT. Well before Mayuri returns, I leap. When I come to, I'm standing with my phone in my hand. While I wait for the ringing in my ears to subside, I check the date and time on my phone screen. August 11th, 2:06 p.m. Alright, now I have 2 more days. I immediately head downstairs to see Suzaha. When I explain the situation, Suzaha races to Radicon to confirm my story. After she realizes that I'm telling the truth, I take her back to the lab and have her repeat the explanation she gave us before I time-leaped. We come to the conclusion that we all need to, that all we can do right now is try our best to repair Suzaha's time machine.
じゃあ早速見に行ってみるべき。
Let's go take a look.
It's hard to sneak into Radicon in the daytime. There isn't a crowd out front like before, but pedestrian traffic remains constant. It takes us about 30 minutes to find a way in. But the moment Daru tried to step aboard the time machine,
ちょっと待って待って。
Hold on, everyone.
ねえねえ、みんなもう一つ忘れてるよ。
Guys, aren't we forgetting something?
もう一つなんぞ
Like what?
すずさんのお父さんは今はどこにいるの？
Suzu's dad.
oh, right. I thought Suzaha was lying about that. But when I turn to her, she looks away.
Doesn't matter now, does it?
どうでもよくないよ。
It does too. I mean, it'll take time to fix the time machine, won't it? We should help Susan find her dad in the meantime. Right?
But
Like that, Akairan, you have to keep your promise.
what promise?
We promised, remember? We said we don't look for Susan's dad.
That's right. Mayuri reminded me that in this world line, we convinced her to stay by promising to help look for her father. Yeah, I remember.
And stuff, but I think she also came because she really wanted to meet her dad. I hear she wants to make that happen.
If Mayuri feels that strongly about it, there's no way I can refuse.
Mayuri, you're such a nice girl.
その通りだよ。
You're right.
この町に来れば会えると思ったの。
I thought I could find him if I came to this town.
父さんがさ、
I know that he was in Akihabara in 2010.
ことは分かってるんだ。
So your father's real?
失礼だよ。
He is. At this age, he's probably still young and cool.
His name was Beryl Titer, right?
そう。
Yeah, that's right.
外国人さん？
Oh, a foreigner.
多分日本人。バレルタイターはレジスト
Pretty sure he's Japanese. Beryl Theodore is his code name in the Resistance. I don't think he's using it yet.
So that's why Suzaha called herself John Titer.
父さんの本名はさ、
I don't know his real name.
ないんだ。実の娘なのにね。
Some daughter, huh?
教えてくれなかったし、聞かせてもらう
He died before he could tell me.
死んじゃったから。
What about your surname, Amane?
母さんのせいだよ。
My mother's maiden name.
つまり手がかりはなし。
Isn't that?
It was you.
Oh, okay. So you have no leads?
あ、
there is one thing.
ピンバッジ
Hmm.
なんか書いてあるよ。
That was.
It was my Yuri.
There's something written on it.
It reads OSHM star A 7010.
Belonged to my dad.
形見
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to skip that.
A memento.
Google it, Daru. Daru runs a search, but only gets incomprehensible foreign sites.
お父さんは秋葉原周辺にいたらしいからさ、海外のサイトは抜きにして
He was here in Akihabara, so I think we can exclude the foreign sites.
日本語でオケってことか。
Okay, got it.
He narrows down the search to Japanese sites. But even then, none of the results look relevant.
全然わかんねえ。
Nothing.
でもこれはきっとヒントになるよ。
Some kind of hint?
With Suzuha's permission, Mayuri takes a picture of the pin.
というわけで、すずさんのお父さん探し
Hey, all in favor of helping Susa-san find her dad?
No objections.
おかりありがとう。
Think so, Kyron?
And with Daru and Kirisu's votes, we unanimously agree to help Suzuha find her father.
みんな、サンキュー。
Everyone, thank you.
私も、
And I want to be clear that my mission to 1975 comes first. That was my dad's final wish, after all.
タイムマシン修理の目処
If we still haven't found him by the time repairs are complete, I think we should give up. Is that okay?
それがいいの？
Are you sure?
そんだけ探して見つかんないならさ、つまり、会える
If we still haven't found him by then, it just wasn't meant to be.
で、どうやって探す？
So, where do we start?
The pin is our only hint. We'll hit every store in Akiba that sells things like this. Maybe someone will know where it came from.
マニアなショップって？
I think that was Suzuha.
Kind of stores.
Akiba is full of niche stores where you can find strange and cool accessories. Kirisu is back at the lab working on the time leap machine. It needs to be completed by 2 p.m. on the 13th. If she's late, it could affect my ability to time leap, which would lower my chances of saving Mayuri. Speaking of Mayuri, she wandered off somewhere in search of Susaha's father. How does it look?
この中、むちゃくちゃ暑い。
So freaking hot in here.
蒸し風呂ってレベルじゃねえぞ。
It's worse than a sauna. Spend too much time in there, and I'll turn into Daru jerky.
ちなみにこのマシン、バランス崩して
By the way,
しないよな。
it's not gonna fall or anything, right?
治りそう？
Can it be fixed?
いや、まだ確証はないけど。
Well, I still don't know for sure, but there's one thing I noticed just now.
これって、なんか電話レンジと似てる
It's built kind of like the phone wave.
That means there's a chance, right?
いや、だから確証はないって。
Like I said, I'm not sure. I need to poke around some more.
Daru, super hacker. Everything depends on your skills now. You are the super hacker who will save the world. In 2036, people will worship you instead of Kurisu, the mother of the time machine.
It's hacker. How many times do I have to tell you?
Anyway, you have 2 days. Do whatever it takes, Daru. You're our only hope.
No promises, man. And why 2 days?
Well,
These the weather conditions will be perfect for creating the ring singularity. If we miss that window, we won't have another chance until next year.
nice excuses, precisely.
2日で直せとか無茶言うなっつーの。
Fix it in 2 days? That's just nuts.
But if you do it, you'll earn the right to a date with Ferris.
Huh?
Can you fix it?
いいですとも。
No problem.
Great. Now I just need to figure out how I'm going to convince Ferris. OSHM A 7010. We're searching for something with the same cryptic logo as this mysterious pin. Honestly, I didn't think it'd be this difficult. Akiba has plenty of niche stores, but they're all for electronic goods and PC parts. There aren't that many selling accessories like Suzaha's pin. Check every one we can find, but come up empty-handed. Worse yet, none of the employees have any leads for us. We even checked nearby neighborhoods like Ueno and Asakusa. Nothing. Suzaha and I returned to the lab with heavy hearts.
おかえり。
Welcome back.
その顔じゃ成果はなしか。
And look on your faces. I guess you didn't find anything.
Where's Daru?
戻ってない。暗くなったし、直接
He hasn't come back yet. It's already dark, so maybe he went straight home?
It's too dark to work at Radicon now.
I feel bad. There's no time for this.
Give me 1 second. It's not for you. We're doing it to save my Yuri.
Yeah.
Start up the computer and search the net for communities of people who collect unique pins. I'll investigate tomorrow based on the information I find. There's a pin collecting group on a site called Freipara, where everyone shows off their collections. I post there asking for information. I'm sleeping on the couch when a loud alarm rings in my ears. Is it CERN?
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah.
You came to wake me up? Thanks.
別にモーニングコールしたわけじゃない。
I didn't do it for you.
岡部倫太郎に見てほしいものがあってさ、起こしてもらったの。
Try to wake you up, Okabe Rentaro. There's something I want to show you.
What's this? Dude, I want those. I want that in real life really bad.
The divergence meter. The numbers indicate the divergence value of the current world line. Divergence is measured from my original world line, which corresponds to 0.
You made this?
No, I brought it with me from 2036.
Those are Nixie tubes, right? Whoever made this has tastes. I'd happily dub this future gadget number 9.
How exactly does this work? It shouldn't be possible to measure changes like that.
Either.
You don't know?
And you guess who made it?
How should I know?
You did, Akabe Rintaro.
Huh?
You made it, 11 years from now. It apparently works the same way your special powers does.
Ah.
So this meter lets other people check world line divergence?
Pretty sure only Akabe Rintaro would notice that the number changed.
What? There's no point. Make something useful for once, Okabe.
This is something I made. It's a strange feeling.
Only the person who made it knows how it works. Wait 11 years. I'm sure I'll have it figured out by then.
Have you met me in the future?
No, never.
Oh. So, why are you showing me this?
Meter reads over 1%. You've made it to the beta world line.
1%.
Great. Reach 1% divergence, and you'll save Sheena Mayuri.
I stare at the glowing red numbers. They don't budge. Just another 0.6%. It seems so easy.
But no point in me carrying it around. I hope you'll find a use for it.
Based on the recommendations from BBS threads, I spend the morning visiting stores in Akiba. But although I just hit about every kind of store that could be considered niche, I'm unable to find anything that resembles Suzaha's pin. Maybe I should just go all the way to Ikebukuro or Nakono. I start heading back to the lab, but just then, a street vendor catches my eye. Oh my god, it's this scene. This is the first time I've seen such a stylish street stand in Akiba. Most vendors just sell random junk. It's not like I have anything to lose, so I walk over and check out the selection. Among the various accessories, I see a number of metal pins. Do I want to be this guy Nezumi if he talks? I don't see OSHM A7010 logo on any of the displayed accessories, but I better ask just to be sure. He is a foreigner, so maybe I should use English? Hey, master! I am Mad scientist. So cool. Son of a bitch.
Can I help you?
I have a question, if you don't mind. Does this look familiar? The man stares at it for a while, then shrugs and shakes his head in an exaggerated manner, typical of Westerners. I want to know where it came from. Can you help me find out?
Remember. Sorry. It's a little difficult, eh?
What is he even saying?
By the way, where'd you get this thing?
That's what I want to know. I'll compensate you.
I'm sorry.
Just in case, I give him my contact information and ask him to get in touch with if he finds out anything. Then I turn to leave. Best scene in the show.
岡部倫太郎
Okabe Rentaro.
さっきの英語何
What was with your English back there?
なんかバカっぽかったそうクール
It sounded dumb. So cool.
So cool.
ああいう英語が開く
Is that standard English in this era?
Of course not.
そうなんだ岡部倫太郎オリジナルか
So it's an Okabe Rentaro original. There's no overseas travel in my time, so I wouldn't know.
No overseas travel? What? You mean at all?
旅行なんて
Travel permits are hard to get, and they never issue one for a vacation. I never seen a foreigner before coming to this time.
So in the future, no one is allowed to leave Japan? Japan was like that a few centuries ago too. When the Tokugawa shogunate closed the country to the west. It sounds like CERN set international relations back hundreds of years. Perhaps that's why there's no war in Suzuha's time. It's hard for conflicts to emerge and races and cultures can't interact. It sounds like a kind of a prison with invisible walls, guarded by CERN and the Committee of 300. I mean, ending war is obviously a good thing, but I can't let my fears about the future overtake me. I should be more concerned about the issue at hand. The sunlight beats on my head, making it hard to think. I feel like I'm standing in a sauna. This heat is driving me nuts. Why does the sun hate me so much? Shining in the center of the sky like he owns the damn place. Damn it. Why can't we find any information on the pin? I suppose there's no skin off my back if we don't find Suzuha's father. As long as Daru fixes the time machine, nothing else matters. So, why do I feel so bad about my lack of progress? I really don't know. Maybe I'm just frustrated by my own powerlessness. I can't save my Yuri. I can't fix Suzuha's time machine. I can't even help Kirisu with the time leap upgrade. So what am I good for? The only thing I can do is help Suzuha find her father. Maybe this pin is newer than we think. I mean, maybe it hasn't been made yet.
Meet him. I mean, we've tried everything and still no sign. It's just not in the cards, I guess.
I feel a surge of anger at her words. Here I am stewing in self-loathing, and she acts like it doesn't matter? How can you give up? We still have one more day.
何怒ってんの
Getting mad.
Everyone's fighting for you. Don't you get it? Me? I want to prioritize Mayuri over everything else. But you're still a lab mem. A friend. When a friend's in trouble, you want to help them. That's how my Yuri felt, and I agree. That's why I'm searching. So how dare you be the first to give up?
怒鳴んないでよ。
Yeah.
Don't disappoint me like this! My ranting is pointless, sound and fury signifying nothing. I tell myself to calm down. It's just my own feelings of impotence boiling over.
悪かったよ。言い方が上から目線すぎると
You should think about how I feel.
You're right. I shouldn't have said that. It's too awkward to make eye contact. What next? I wonder how the other lab mems are progressing. I'm especially concerned about Daru. Depending on the situation, he might need some relief. And then, there's Mayuri. She's been working alone trying to find some information on Suzuha's father. Although we still have over 24 hours before that happens, I can't help but worry about leaving her alone.
Hoi hoi.
It's me. Report.
You know, it's distracting as hell when you talk like that.
Enough about you. Report on the status of the repairs.
I'm turning into a prune here. Hey. At least give me a reaction.
I think that's still
Anyway, I think I figured out what it needs.
Really?
Pretty much.
Should I bring reinforcements?
Yeah, I guess. Bring a Manashi with you if you can. Alone in the heat of the vacant Radicon rooftop, the two of us can forget our shame and take off our clothes.
I hope we find your dried up bones.
I'm gonna have to disappoint you there. How about you? Did you find anything about the pin?
No, it's an uphill battle.
Not even a clue?
No.
Damn, that sucks.
I'm gonna hit up a few more places. I'll head over there in the evening. That gives me 2 more hours today to search for the pin. If that fails, tomorrow morning will be our last chance. These 2 extra days have gone by faster than expected. Our search turns up nothing. As the evening wears on without a single lead, Suzuha and I grow quieter and quieter. By the way, am I really famous in 2036?
テロリストとしてね。
Oh. So, what did I do to be called a terrorist?
セルに反逆したの。木村さん、私が所属
Rebelled against CERN. We're actually one of the founding members of the Resistance, just like my dad.
I helped found the Resistance. Susaha is from the year 2036. That is the 2036 where Mayuri had died in 2010. And Kurisu, for some reason, has been imprisoned by CERN, being forced to develop the time machine. In such a future, how could I not rebel against CERN? Weren't those my ambitions as a mad scientist? How stupid. How can I still be chasing some Shinobi fantasy when I couldn't even save my Yuri?
世界に自由を取り戻そう。
Fighting to free humanity. I think it's a noble cause.
What sort of man am I?
私は会ったことないって言ったでしょ。
I said we never met, remember?
Never.
君はさ、
You were killed by CERN in 2025.
2025年に
I was killed by the same people who killed my Yuri.
もっと早く教えとくべきだったかも。
Told you sooner.
わかるでしょ。未来を変えないとさ。
Understand? If you don't change the future, you're going to die in 15 years.
シーナマユリも助からない。君も助からない。
Gina Mayuri will die. You will die. Makasei Kurusu will be a slave to CERN. It ends badly for every lab man.
不幸になる。
What about Daru?
彼の名前は聞いたことないの。
I don't remember hearing about him. I have heard legends of a wizard class hacker, though.
そもそもウィザード級ってどういう意味なのかすら知らないけど。
Though, I don't understand what wizard class means in the first place.
君たちだけを見れば。
Anyway, I don't want that to happen to you guys.
だからどうせ。私が IBN 5100を手に。
That's one more reason I need to find an IBM 5100 and change the future. Till I came to this time, you guys were just stories, history. But now you're my friends.
なんとかしたいんだ。
I want to save you.
Needed. You are a lab mem now, and forevermore. The time limit is approaching. What else can we do before the time limit?
ねえねえオカリン、あの人工衛星がタイムマシンだったなんてびっくりしたね。
Hey, oh Kyron, isn't it amazing that the satellite was a time machine?
Yeah, I guess so.
ビルに突き刺さっちゃってるけど、すずさん
I'm glad Suzu-san wasn't hurt in the crash.
I doubt it was anything like a crash. It probably just appeared there, displacing the wall, which then collapsed around it.
あれって操作がとっても難しいんだって。
I heard it's really hard to drive.
I guess she heard that from Suzaha.
重力に伝わるコントロール装置を
gravitational whatchamacallit coordinates are just a teensy bit off, the whole time machine becomes a jellyman and goes plop. She even said her time machine's unstable since it's not a CERN model. I'm worried about her trip to 1975. You think I should go with her? I wonder if I'd fit.
What would you do in 1975?
Cheers, Susan, on, of course. I'd hold her hand super tight and tell her that everything's going to be okay.
Something tells me that won't be much help.
Oh, Kyron, do you think the time machine has a name?
A name. That's the least of what I want to know about the time machine. I'm pretty sure John Titor's time machine had a model number. But the John Titor from 2000 might not have been Suzuha. There was no John Titor in 2000 on this world line after all. If you want to know, just ask Titor.
Mayushi didn't think of that.
Mayuri giggles, then runs off to talk to Suzuha.
It has a name.
What is it?
G204 something something, she said. Anyway, don't you think Daru-kun and Suzu-san are a good match?
Huh? How do you figure? Daru's all about Ferris, you know?
Oh, really?
Good grief. Mayuri and I aren't of any use. I prefer to leave Daru and Suzuha to it and resume the search for Suzuha's father. But Mayuri seems happy just sitting here. We don't have any other leads on the pin or its owner. Maybe 2 days just aren't enough. Oh yeah. Mayuri, what happened to your costumes?
Two costumes, one for Kata-chan and one for Kabuki-chan.
Weren't you making a third one for Lukaku?
I was, but I couldn't convince her, so I gave up this time. Hey, can Mayushi take a closer look at the time machine?
Just don't get in their way.
Okie
She's acting like this is a field trip.
Taro's amazing. He said if things go well, he can have the time machine fixed by tomorrow.
He's a man who gets things done.
He looks so unhealthy and slow.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
I have a better impression of him now. Hey. There's something I want to say, and I feel like I'll never get another chance.
Why so melodramatic?
Really grateful to you. All of you. When I came to this time, I didn't know anyone. I was all alone in a world completely different from my own. Era is so peaceful. That's a wonderful thing. But it scared me. All I knew was the fight against CERN. But now I have friends. Real friends. Who I can share my secrets with. All these people who lived before I was born are working so hard for my sake. Strange feeling, but a happy one too. I wanted you to know that. With you guys in this time, it's been really fun. When I met you, you were all so strange and unique and over the top. I was kind of shocked at first, actually. But before I knew it, I started to enjoy spending time with you. 2036 is peaceful too. People don't even fight anymore. Did you know that?
How could I? I'm not even alive in 2036, right?
Sorry. Anyway, people don't fight. Ever. About anything. All forms of conflict, war included, have vanished. Poof, without a trace. Instead, everyone has dead eyes like fish. No one has ambition, nobody dreams. They just trudge through their lives without a single complaint. Oh sure, people smile, but they never get angry or sad. There's no individuality. Everyone's a robot. You got really mad at me before, remember? I was really surprised, but at the same time, I was really happy.
You're a strange girl.
I guess so. You're all so bright and full of life. I envy you. Hina Mayuri, Hashida Itaru, even Makase Kurisu, and of course, you.
Don't be ridiculous. There's nothing enviable about me. I'm worthless. I can't even save my Yuri.
To be more like you.
If you ask me, you're the amazing one.
I'm happy to hear you say that. Thanks to all of you that I'm still going strong. Being a labman, even for just a little while, was great. Being with you guys, even for just a little while, was great.
Suzuha?
Change the future, Akabe Rentaro. Make it a world like this one, where people can be free.
Hey, come on. Why are you being so sentimental? Does she not want to go to 1975? But I mean, she's got a time machine, so can't she just come back afterwards? Of course. When Suzuha completes her mission and brings us the IBN 5100, the world line will change. The future will be reconstructed in accordance with the principle of causality. Meaning, the 2036 she knows will cease to exist. To hear her describe it, the future is an awful place, but even so, it was her home. She has friends there, I'm sure comrades in arms and memories of her father barrel tighter. She must have friends there. And memories of her late father barrel tighter. All of that will be lost to her forever. After we fix the time machine, let's have a party.
Thanks.
And I think we will end it there. A bit of a cliffhanger as we're approaching near the end of the chapter. Save here.
So the end of the game starts at chapter 7? Is that?
I think one of the endings is possible in chapter 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the true ending, I think, goes all the way up to chapter 10 or 11, I think. But then every chapter, I think, after this chapter is an ending.
Mm.
But if I choose to do something else, it won't be an ending, and I'll continue going forward, basically.
Mhm.
E.
Sounds
Okay,
cool.
okay. Hell yeah. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. I'm going to find somebody to raid. Give me 1 second here.
Sounds good.
Oh,
Who is live? Yeah, I'm enjoying playing through Elite. Like, I didn't think I'd like it that much compared to the original, but I'm enjoying basically rewatching the anime in book form.
Hmm.
To be good. I'm going to send you to... I'm gonna send you to False Kingdom, who is playing Valorant. We'll give them some love. I'll be back. I don't really know. I'm still kind of getting over this this sickness, so I'm kind of... We'll play it by ear. Thank you everyone for joining me. Raid messages. If I can spell correctly. There we go. Bye bye.
Bye.
oh.